Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity with me, Bring It On. Let's continue negotiations. Hot pitch rolls ominously within this deep cauldron. A letter home. My love, I've enclosed some coins from Stalwart, so you have proof that I arrived. You were right. I'm colder than I have ever been, all the more for being away from you. The Kith are as cold as their land. They do not hate us as the dear Woodens do, but they are mistrustful and proud. Commander sent for delegates to start negotiations. Perhaps by the time this letter reaches you, we have moved into Durgan's battery. Stalwart has no soldiers, only a handful of guards. Ephraim says he went to look at the battery with some scouts. They did not see anyone posted atop the tower. Without those cannons, they'd be foolish to do anything but surrender. If not, we're sure to knock the fight out of them quickly. The commander says that once the battery is ours, our presence here alone may be enough to make the invaders think twice. Who would face us with the might of the battery at our backs? I write too much of battle, only to assure you that we are well. I miss you. The mountains are beautiful. Hold hope that you may see them for yourself, once it is safe for you to join us.
Yeah.
Ain't that special?
Book of an Ephesian priest, +9 will. Okay, well, the first paragraph is generic. That second sentence is not. This cloak is embroidered with the sunburst emblem of Eothas.
What?
Seen all that before. This trebuchet is disassembled but intact.
Right here.
On your side.
Alright, fine. Go through the dogs instead. Not quite what I had in mind, but the end result will be the same.
Lead the way.
What? That didn't work! I need to try something else!
Oh, my character's taking a lot more damage than I was expecting him to in this little fight. Alright, that's one more heaping dose of diplomacy. The spigot on this cask exudes a thick chemical stench. Seen that before. Mangled wolfskins and straw provide the bedding in this kennel. All of it stinks of dog. A war pup. This plump, bright, brindle-coated puppy already boasts a disciplined bearing, only until it spots something to play with. It's been a while since we found a new pet, so we'll go and equip him.
Huh?
Welcome to the team, buddy. Alright, so I think we can safely assume this is where Adaryc is at. Or Adaryc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so main character after this guy. You two go after him.
I agree.
Okay, there they are. Alright, gonna cut that nerd down. Make some defenses out if we can. You know what? Actually, hit that guy with it instead. Tired of dealing with that warlock, so take care of that next.
Yeah.
A simple meal of meat and carrots, boiled into a soupy mixture.
I will walk unseen.
A gentle rap elicits a hollow sound. This cask is almost empty.
If you say so. That'll do.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Let's see. Okay, don't have control over her currently. Or Zawa, for that matter. I thought it was a little harder than it should have been. I lost track of my characters, both Zawa and Minea. The enterprising individuals have carved crude figures into the wooden logs of the latrine. Well, that is pretty standard for any sort of military installation. Hey, what? Hey.
Hey! Well,
Hey.
hey!
Oh, he's voice acting. I didn't have to do it myself.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
These guys aren't hostile. Good for them. Alright, same description as the other trebuchet. Watch your step. Okay.
What?
Drive them back!
Moe.
Lead the way.
Let's go.
That's a little odd. These guys went into an aggressive stance like they're going to help us fight these guys.
Uh-huh.
Yes?
These cots have been recently washed. The dirt and mud beneath them is flecked with darker stains. That was a good chunk of money right there.
And what does the flame reveal?
Alright, into the fray, everybody.
On your side.
Oh, good. We need to rest up anyway. Great timing. Because the Devil Karak was taking a beating.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
A peek under the tarp reveals barrels marked as powder stores.
I'm here.
Right here.
Moeth Ixiana! Sure.
Alright, this looks like we've cleared out the entire fort, except for the big tent. Alright, quick save, and let's meet this Adaryc. Or Adaryc. Not sure where the emphasis lies in his name.
Enough! I've had my fill of... What's this? What? Of course. Those cowards could never have taken the cannons on their own.
You notice a grate at the commander's feet, set over what appears to be a pit. A smattering of anxious cries rises from the cell as the commander steps forward.
Was this just a distraction?
The commander glares down at the gate, face reddening.
A diversion while the rest of them went crawling to you for assistance?
You must be the commander.
Yes. Those were my men you slaughtered out there, you.
Adaric's words die in his throat, his expression frozen mid-snarl. It isn't clear what's happened, not until you start to feel it too. Unbidden, your senses drift, as if you had reached out toward a source of essence. You feel an ache in your chest, an almost painful sensation of being pulled forward. A sudden wave of memories floods your mind, clear as the day they formed. You see Odema's campsite, ravaged by the Beowig, the halls of Cadnua. In the caverns beneath the keep, the stone around you bellows warnings in a dead language. Deeper still, a faint mob parts like a wound in the world. Oh, that's probably referring to the Adra dragon we fought. The images wash over you, tracing lives and emotions from 100 different times and places. Not all are your own. Slowly, become aware of the sensation of being watched. Reach out. You direct your senses, tracing the invasion to its source, Adaryc. Conviction burns through him, bright as a brazier. For an instant, you share in his emotion, and a sourceless desperation rattles about your skull. So he must be a watcher too. That's interesting. Absent context, the fragments of memory you see are just images. A small house across a field of vibrant purple flowers. A sea of armored kith and flapping banners, waiting on your command. There's an uncomfortable moment where you feel your twinned awareness turning in on itself, and then the connection is severed. Adaryc looks startled, his face ashen. Huh, that's never happened before.
You're the Watcher at Cadnua? They said he was a senile hermit.
Adaryc clears his throat. Merwald is dead. Cadnua is mine now.
Why have you come? Why now?
You can see lost souls like I do.
Yes, I see them. Your butcher's work clings to you.
Adaric's voice is flat, his posture tense. I thought all the other Watchers were mad.
That wouldn't bode well for you, would it?
Adaric's tone is irritable, but he watches you with wary interest.
I've a firm grip on my senses, whatever you believe. The Watcher's curse is many things, but if it promised madness, I would not have taken command of the Iron Flail. The memories I saw, some of them couldn't have belonged to you. You're awakened, aren't you?
Are you also awakened?
No, of course not.
Adaryc studies you with grim fascination. Do you know of a cure? Adaryc stares at you. Eventually he gives a slight shake of the head.
It seems a terrible thing to be awakened and a Watcher both. I'm sorry.
Enough about that.
Yes, we were in the middle of something, I believe.
I came to find out what happened to the delegates.
The delegates? You tore through my camp, killed my men for them?
Adaryc scowls. What kind of reaction did you expect? You held them captive without notice.
They'd like to paint us as the unreasonable ones back in Stalwart, wouldn't they? I never planned this. It wasn't my intention. We wanted to negotiate.
So did I, but I was attacked. Multiple times.
Stalwart sent delegates to discuss terms of peace. I offered them the opportunity. I was generous.
Adaryc paces a few steps before he gets a hold of himself.
But Stalwart sent soothsayers, not diplomats, to frighten us with stories of the moon going dark, the earth shaking.
I would speak to the people who have seen these wild visions to compare notes.
It's true! It's all true! The waves will swallow us all!
A shrill voice suddenly rises up from the pit. Adaryc stomps down angrily on the bars, drowning her out. But there have been tremors. There were cave-ins at the mines.
Don't play the fool with me. These omens are meant to frighten me, to make me doubt my purpose here. But there is more at stake here than a village in the mountains. They dismiss my faith, call us superstitious. But what does Stalwart believe in? Iron and gold, and nothing else. I have tilled barren fields with my bare hands. What is gold to me?
He looks down at the grate of the cell, eyes flashing with sudden anger. What do you want with Stalwart anyway?
With a village of fishermen, nothing. But they cling fiercely to the forge you gave them. Some of the men are here for gold and good steel, and I promised them their share. But I came for cannons. With the battery's cannons, we can hold the pass. Recapture has suffered enough. Its sons and daughters have nothing. We cannot sit and wait for an attack from the Deerwood.
His voice rises.
There is an army coming. I've seen it. Pouring down from the mountain. It will crush Stalwart and come for Recapture.
Adaric's gaze is distant.
The Iron Flail will be the wall that safeguards my homeland from the worst these fire worshippers can bring to bear.
Wait, you had a vision of an army.
I warn you, if you think to taunt me, Watcher.
I had a vision too. In mine, Cadnua reduced to rubble by an army that shook the earth. Doubt creases Adaric's brow. His men exchange looks, waiting tensely for orders.
Why would they turn on their own? No, you're trying to trick me. This is all another distraction.
I thought the Iron Flail might be the army in my own vision. Perhaps we both made a mistake.
Why should I believe any of this? You would say anything at all to protect Stalwart.
Think. What if you're wrong? You're losing men and resources fighting people who aren't your enemies.
You saw to that! You dare blame their deaths on me?
Must be short one resolve. That's unfortunate. That's not what I meant. Adaryc gives you a contemptuous snort. I remember thunder, and 100 eyes gazing back at me. Any of that sound familiar?
The thunder followed me to the temple at Dawn's Reach, and the earth split beneath our feet.
Adaryc swallows and looks unsure. You might take this as a threat. Let's try the diplomatic option, because he's an interesting character. He's also a watcher. You read my soul. What did that tell you?
That you have seen and done a great many things. Things I would not have otherwise believed.
Adaryc pauses. We both know something's coming. Maybe two watchers can figure out how to stop it. For several moments, there's nothing but silence in the cabin. A ripple of soul energy moves through the air. You hear the scrape of metal as Adaryc hefts his blade.
We are nothing without our faith, and even you can't lead me astray. I'm sorry, Watcher, but I know this is the right path.
So be it. Donald was granted Sever the Soul. Not so.
Yeah.
Alright, what does that do? Watcher targets the very essence of a creature with their next attack, bypassing the target's defenses and leaving them weakened.
Huh?
Black Warden's Breast. Medium exceptional, friendly aura, plus 15 accuracy against beasts, and plus 3 damage reduction against corrode. Moth of Fate was discovered slumbering in an Egwithan ruin deep in the heart of Irglonfoth. She was a great worm, a subterranean animal rarely seen by Kith. Nearly all of her body was burrowed in the dirt, beyond the walls of the ruin, so the dear wooden looters that provoked her were more than a little shocked to see that when she emerged, she was perhaps 3 times the height of a person, and 30 times as long. The initial group of looters escaped with their lives, and returned with large hunting parties aimed at slaying her, but the ruins she took over were home to one of the finest collections of relics yet found in Irglonfoth. The Moth of Fate killed those hunters by the score. Her body was coated in acidic mucus that devoured weapons before they could pierce her flesh, and she vomited bile upon her attackers that burned away flesh and bone alike, leaving no trace of them for future looters to find. Her reign there ended when the Hounds of Gallowayne were paid a vast sum to see her destroyed. They sent one woman, Ilana Fielmus, whose stature was such that few questioned her going in alone. She ordered built a set of custom weapons and armor, including this breastplate, which was blackened to resist the monster's corrosive bile. She entered the ruins to find Mouth of Fate had died sometime in the last month, and the smell was so overpowering that it knocked her unconscious for hours. When she emerged from the ruins unscathed in her black armor, she was nicknamed the Black Warden before she could even recount the tale. So much did she like the nickname, that she, not the, happily bent the truth in order to keep it. The smell did not leave the armor until well after Kalana's death, and has seen very little wear as a result. A soulbound sword. Called Steadfast, it's exceptional. +5 will, +1 resolve. A Steadfast is a single-edged backsword with a recurved guard and a wire-wrapped grip. They're not especially fancy. The crafter's skill is readily apparent to any who hold the weapon in their hands.
Right.
Well, now I am a little disappointed that ended in bloodshed. He was an interesting character. But what's done is done. Maybe if I took that resolve option instead. The resolve option seemed provocative, though. Like, if we fight, you're gonna die. And much like the dragon we fought, the might option didn't get us out of combat. So, I took the diplomacy option. Alright, well, I'm going to call it here. On next episode, we will loot his tent, rescue the delegates, and continue on our merry way. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.